Welcome to my channel. This is Spherical FX Trade. In this video, I will be doing a quick analysis on USDCHF ahead of next week. If this is the first time you are coming across my channel, kindly subscribe, like, comment, and turn on your notification button so that you will also be getting notification whenever I draw video. So let's just go straight to the point. In my own analysis, whenever I want to analyze any coin, or any pair, I used to start with 1 month. I do my top down analysis first. So let's just go straight. Let's just start for 1 month so that we can see the general overview of the market direction. So if we look here, we will see that this market have been in downtrend. It's clearly in downtrend. It's showing. You can see it. It is coming down. But at a point, it started consolidating along this zone. It started consolidating, but still breaking structures. We can see it. There's a break of structure here. But most important thing I saw here that I want to mark out is my previous demand zone. This is the place the last people that bought from. So I'm going to mark it out. It is my clear demand zone. So I'm going to mark it out. It's a key level. I'm not going to trade it, but I will just keep it as my key level. So where is our next key level here? My next key level here is this point. This failed demand zone. This is a failed demand zone. So it's also my next key level. So I will also mark it out. Then so let's go down to 1 week so that we will see what this market is in. But another important thing I want to mark out here is this point. I want to mark out this point and know if there is a break of structure here. This point, I need to mark it out so that I will know if there is a break of structure at this point. So I'm going to mark it out. So we're going to go to, okay, there's another place I want to mark it out also, this point. Because whenever markets come above this place, it is a sign that this market has changed trend. Whenever market come above this line, we will say that the market has changed trend, is about to move upward. So let's just go down to 1 week and see what is happening here. So here you can see that this our failed demand zone has already been tested, because whenever market break a demand zone, it used to test on it and continue going. So we have seen that it has already happened. Our demand zone was broken. Then market test on it turned to resistance. Then market test on it and continue going down. So we can see that there is a break of structure here. So we also mark it out, because this thing is signifying that this market is really in downtrend. So you can see the market is in downtrend. So let's just adjust this one, and we have it in our mind that this is our point, that if market break this point, we will say that this market has typically changed character. It has typically changed character. So let's name it. We are going to name it change of character. Let's just use 1 week change of character. So whenever we see this market, make a movement like this, coming from here up to here, then come back, we will be expecting a buy to the opposite side like this. So we can see that our direction, we are getting a direction small, but we are not going to hope on this because it is still assumption. We have never went down and see what the market have. So let's go down a bit too. Let's just go to 1 day and see what the market has. So let's go to 1 day. So if we come to 1 day, what are we seeing in 1 day? We have seen that there's still a break of structure. This has been the break of structure. It has been the break of structure. Then we can also see that this point we mark here in 1 month that it is a break of structure in 1 day. If we come to 1 day, we can see that it is a typical break of structure. You can see it is obvious. The market break the swing point. So we'll be expecting that this market is still a downtrend. So we are going to mark out important POIs. And we can also see that this is a demand zone. This point is a demand zone and it failed. So, but not only that it is a demand zone, we can also see that there is accumulation between here and here. This market has been accumulating within this point. This market has been accumulating within this point. You can see it. This is an accumulation. This is a manipulation or kind of a sweep. So we'll be expecting that this market will continue moving upward or it might go down a bit. So, but it's not yet clear. We keep on going down so that we can be able to see clearly what the market is doing because what we have here is not yet clear, but we can mark this as a liquidity sweep. I used to use X as my liquidity sweep. So I will mark this as X as a liquidity sweep because when the market sweep this point, it reversed back immediately, but it didn't break, didn't change character. Why? Why did I say that it didn't change character? Because this is the last point that brought about the sweep. This is the last point that brought about the sweep, which there is a no candlestick close above it. If you can see well, there's no candlestick close above it. So it's showing that this market is still in a downtrend. It's showing that it's still in a downtrend. Then we also can see that there is a supply zone above this point. There is a supply zone above this point, which is this point. It's still a valid supply zone because it caused a break of structure and the market has not tested on it. You can see it clearly. You can see it clearly. It broke this point. It broke structure here and the market has never tested on it. So we are hoping for the market to test on it and continue selling. So we are hoping for the movement for market to move like this up to here and continue its downward movement because it has been breaking structures and it is clear that in 1 day it broke structure here. So we can see that it's clear that this market is still a downtrend. So we are going to take these 2 points as a liquidity point. These 2 points, we are going to take it as a liquidity point and we are going to put it a dollar sign to show that this is where some people will put their stop loss. That some people will put their stop loss above there. So we are hoping for the market to sweep their stop loss and go down. Then Another important thing I want us to look into is that where and where will this market react so that it will reach up to here. If we can also see this market, there's a POI here, there's a demand zone here. I need to mark it out also because this is a range. In this range, we can see supply zone, we can see a demand zone because we market sweep liquidity here. This is the point where people bought last. This is the point that pushed this market up. So we have two critical points, which is up here and down here, which is our demand and supply. So it's either we buy with this market come down here, it's either this market move from here down here, people will buy here and sell here. People will buy here, then they will take their profit here and sell from there down, depending on the condition the market gave. Because we're not market makers, the market makers will definitely do what they want to do. It's left for us to follow the trend and know if the market has changed character in such time frame because we are not going to hope on trading this, but this is giving us a kind of clue of what we'll be kind of looking out that might play. Because if you can also see there is a there is an accumulation here, and when market is ranging, I don't normally like to trade it because that will be making you to be losing money. When market is ranging, you will not know the clear direction the market is going at the moment. So I will definitely stay away out of this market, and I will definitely stay away till I saw this market come to any of these POI I marked there. So this point and this point is my key level. So I'm not going to take any trade in this zone unless I see another important POI in 4 hour time frame, because we are still in 1 day time frame and we have confirmed that this market is accumulating. That this market is accumulating. If you can see it, there is never a break of structure. The market is still moving within these two, up and down, like resistance and support. So we will call this accumulation. So this is accumulation. And if you are familiar with AMD concept, we know that whenever there is accumulation, there will be manipulation, then there will be distribution. So if AMD concept is going to happen here, we will be expecting something like this for this market to come down here as a manipulation. People will thought that the market is going down, then the market will move up. Exactly the same thing it did here. The market will move up, which is exactly the same thing it did here when this market was ranging between this support and resistance. The market was was ranging till it sweep here and move up immediately. Understand? But as it sweep here and move up immediately, we still saw a supply zone, which is still showing us that this market is still in downtrend. So it's either we see something like this, market will move and come up here and sell, or we will see the opposite, which is the market will sweep up. Like the market will make a movement like this. The market will come up here, touch here, and sell down. Do you get? So this is what we will be expecting. But we are not going to trade it because this is high time frame. But we are going to wait. I personally is going to wait until I see something that will make me to take a trade. I'm going to wait. So I'm not going to rush into taking any trade. So let's go to our time frame and see if there is a structure we can take. If there is a structure that is reasonable. So if you can see here, you can also see that at this point, this is our supply zone, this is our demand zone in 1 day time frame. This is the accumulation, and you can see it that the market is really accumulating at this point. So we are not going to take any trade, and it's not giving us any useful point of interest. So we're not interested in taking any trade inside here until we see a good point of interest. But coming to here, I'm seeing something that look so nice, but I will not take it unless I saw a change of character in 1 hour. So see what I'm see the structure here. They said the structure I saw here. This is our breakup structure. This is our breakup structure, and we knew that whenever market breaks structure, this is our BS. So this is our BS. So we know that whenever markets break structure, there must be a demand zone. There is a demand zone here. Market tested on it, but the energy was not enough. So this is an inducement. It created an inducement here. That means that this POI is serving as an inducement POI, a reaction POI. It created an inducement here because it wasn't able to push this market to the next breakup structure. So we'll be considering this down demand zone where the all buying started. This is where the first people that bought this market bought it from. But we are going to trade this with caution because of liquidity sweep. Because the market might come down here, sweep this, and move up. But why I consider this valid, why I consider this kind of a nice point of interest is because there is also a liquidity. If we can also see there is a liquidity, because how market move is that market will sweep liquidity before it will move, because that is how the big traders, the smart money, that's how they make their own money. They liquidate some people, then before they will make money. So if you can see, this is a liquidity point where most people that bought within here, everybody, some people will buy this demand zone. If someone that bought this demand zone here, this place I'm pointing at now, somebody bought from there, and that person will put his stop loss here. Everybody that bought within this accumulation will be extending their stop loss here. So there's possibility that the markets will sweep them out, touch this POI, then move. Then also another important thing is that this is another accumulation. So market will be looking for a way out as it has been accumulating. It will be looking for a way out where to sweep and leave. But since from what we are seeing here, seeing the market candlestick, we see that this is actually a correction movement. The market is just doing correction. So I'm expecting that we might continue seeing something like this. Something like this. We might continue to see something like this. So it's either this market tap at this zone, this demand zone, and move the opposite way, at least to this point or to this supply zone and sell. Do you get? This is what I'm expecting, but I'm not going to take any trade here unless I saw a confirmation. If I didn't see any confirmation, because this is trading reversal, if I didn't see any confirmation here, I will not take the trade because it shows that the market has not definitely changed trade. And also another thing is that there is still also a tendency that this market can extend down here. So it's the reason why I will not take aggressive entry here. There is also a point, there is also tendency that this market can swoop down here, touch this demand zone, this one day demand zone, and move up. Are you seeing how clear it is? So I will not be taking any trade at this point without seeing a W pattern, which is a change of character pattern in 1 hour, not in 15 minutes, in 1 hour. If I see something like this, if I see something like this, if I see something like this, I can definitely willing to take the trade from here because there will be a favorable gap and a demand zone here. So I will definitely take the trade from here. Then I move up in 1 hour time frame, not 4 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. So this is what I will be expecting if market come to any of these points. If market come to any of these points, this first 4 hour demand zone, if market come here, I will look for this in 1 hour. I will look for this in 1 hour. Then if you come to here, I will also look for this change of character pattern in 1 hour before I will take my trade. So then also another important thing I want to also try to correlate it with is the dollar index because this is USDCHF. It has to be moving with DXY, the dollar index, because this dollar index is like the fuel that fuels this USD CHF. So if we check to 1 day time frame, you can clearly see that we actually have the same chart pattern. We actually have the same chart pattern. This is that accumulation I showed you, which is this. Let me go to 1 day so you can clearly see it. This is this thing. This is this swoop, which is an accumulation. This point I mark X is an accumulation. So this is it here. Is that X, that accumulation. So after this accumulation, the market has changed trend in 1 day, showing that it is about to gain energy to move upward. Then we go to 4 hours. You will also see that it is actually correlating that at this point that the market came down here, it changed character. It made the W pattern change character in 4 hours and is showing signs that it want to push up. Would have been that NFP was released today and it came out positive, this market would have pushed up. This market would have pushed up because it has positioned itself at a point of interest, waiting for that news to be released so that it will move. But the news was not released because they are having a strike. Most government workers are having strike in US due to the Congress did not approve some fundings for them, so they were on strike. So that's why this NFP was not released. So would have been that this NFP was released, this market would have started buying. And if we can check out, we can see that even the USDT CHF has already positioned itself at a key level. You can see a change of character here in 4 hours. You can see it here. You can see the change of character clearly here. You can see it here. It has already happened and market is already at the point waiting for them to release that news so that it will push up. But they didn't release the NFP again. So the market is trying to now move neutrally, trying to, go to some important point so that it will buy. So here, the only thing I want us to understand is that it's only patient. We can be patient. If we stay patient, we can take a good trade from this setup. Is either we buy from here using confirmation, or we buy from here using confirmation. All our sell must be above here because we have two equal high liquidity here. This is a two equal high liquidity, and we have a 1 day supply zone. We have a 1 day supply zone and also a 4 hour supply zone. So next week I will still also be here to do another analysis on another coin. I pray we will have a nice week ahead.